the Chairman and Vice Chair of Council.
Thank you. Please be seated. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the new councillors who are new to this chamber for their first meeting. I hope you all prosper and do well. Do I have any apologies for absence, please? Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Councillor Ian Beckett.
Yes.
Councillor Clive.
Thank
you, Councillor Jolles.
Thank you very much. Does any member have a declaration of interest for anything on the agenda? The answer to that is no. I now have to ask if I can accept the minutes of the last meeting.
Very good.
Thank you. Now we have some communications from the chairman, and it's my duty at this time when I'm due to retire from the chair to bring you up to date with what I've been doing for the last 12 months. So if you'll be patient with me, I'll begin. It's my duty to report to the council on my year as chairman. It has been a great privilege to be the first councillor to be elected to perform this duty for a second year, soon to be equalled, I'm sure. The year will be a memorable one for Maureen and me, but not all for the good, I'm afraid. So let me first sincerely thank you, my fellow councillors, for your concern over my health and welfare, and the many good wishes that have come from all sides of the chamber. I have made an excellent recovery, and the percentages are very much in my favour. I would like to put on record, though, that this outcome is almost wholly down to early detection through the National Bowel and Colon Cancer Screening Programme. When I returned to the third of these 2 yearly tests, I had no symptoms whatsoever. I was doing all the right things in terms of diet and exercise, and thankfully submitting myself for all the tests and checkups that 70-year-olds should. Unfortunately, only about a third of the thousands of these test kits sent out, are being returned completed. I'm living proof that the test works and really does save lives. Caught early, bowel and colon cancer are among the most curable of cancers. 3 days in hospital, keyhole surgery, and many people can be back to a normal life in a week or two. Indeed, as Vice Chairman, I opened Harlow's new Dunelm store only 4 days after surgery. Many do not even need follow-up chemotherapy, although the doctors err on the side of caution, as was my case. It was this reassurance that decided me to continue with my chairmanship, and I'm glad I did. Despite very few ups and downs and 1 or 2 clashes with chemotherapy days, I was able to fulfil the majority of functions, and those which did prove impossible were ably catered for by my Vice Chairman and neighbour, Edna, to whom I am very much indebted. I hope, though, through my experience, to encourage others to take up these life-saving tests. So, on to chairmanship matters. Each chairman or mayor has to decide how to undertake the round of meetings, functions, dinners, ceremonies, talks, and appearances which are received during the year. When asked by school children what I did, I explained that I just turn up to all the things the Queen doesn't have time to do. And there is an appropriate quote by Her Majesty relating to the time an intruder walked into her bedroom one night in 1982, When asked how she kept so calm during the whole episode, she replied, "You seem to forget that I spend most of my time conversing with complete strangers." Here ends any comparison with Her Majesty. Save to say a heartfelt thank you to my very own Queen, my wonderful wife, to whom I owe so much for organising and supporting me, for her patience, and not least for all the chauffeuring. As for what I set out to do in my year, I firstly wanted to ensure that everyone I met got a full picture of what Harlow has achieved in the last decade and where we will be in the next. Most already had some idea, many had questions, but a few still cling to the image of a town with social problems, poor schools and services, high crime and a rundown centre. I said at the beginning of my term, Harlow is going places, and I hope I've done much to spread that message to a much wider audience. Here I must make special mention of the outgoing High Sheriff Vincent Thompson and his wife Diana, not only for their wonderful hospitality, but for taking time to make a comprehensive visit to Harlow. He always inquired of me about the many projects and schemes we have underway or are impending over the next few years. He confessed he had little idea that Harlow was to assume such an important role in the South East, so he was keen to learn all he could about us. My year began on the 2nd of June, hosting Harlow's Jack Petchey Awards at the Playhouse. It is especially rewarding to see success synonymous with our young people and schools. My second event was on the 11th of June to experience the vast talent being produced at our University Technical College on their performing arts course. The rest of June was light on civic functions, but a busy one in other respects, although a lunch with the Bishop of Chelmsford gave me an opportunity to put forward the suggestion that at some point in the future it may be an idea to start thinking about realigning diocesan boundaries in order to have a Bishop of Harlow, thus making St Paul's a cathedral. There may be a bit of a wait on that one. July brought the High Sheriff's garden party, an evening at the Harlow Islamic Centre, a very interesting visit to Stonemarie's World War I aerodrome, various strawberry teas, and the start of 8 months chemotherapy for me. August saw me open the outdoor gymnasium, attend VJ Day at the War Memorial, and the big Harlow bike ride. In September I attended afternoon tea in Bishop Stortford, the Queen's Award for Enterprise to a Harlow company in South Road, raised once again the green flag at Parndon Wood, opened Dunelm and travelled to London for the Burley Kings and Queens Day. October saw me attend Broxbourne Civic Service, the Hertford Harlow Awards, the High Sheriff's Service at Chelmsford Cathedral, the Frontiers Youth Football Awards, Harlow Council's Long Service Awards, the Harlow March Past of the Royal Anglian Regiment, the High Sheriff's visit, and the reopening of a renovated Pets Corner. I have previously reported on October's visit to Tendring and the Mayflower project to build a replica of the Pilgrim Fathers ship and sail it to the USA for the 400th anniversary of their voyage. This project is intended to bring over 1 million American visitors and much needed revenue to this historic area. Over 1,000 apprenticeships are being created, and I urge all who can to visit and witness this remarkable transformation. November was memorable for a rather lonely switch on of the Christmas tree lights in the town square, just Edna and me. A hugely successful quiz night at the Snooker Club, Basildon Civic Dinner, the Harlow Sports Awards, and starting the Harlow leg of Robin Lozu's Marathon of Marathons, 100 marathons in 100 days. December saw me attend the Breathe Easy Christmas dinner, the Ware Brass Band concert, the delivery of £2,000 worth of Christmas toys donated by the Harvey Centre to BAH, and opening a new Specsavers, and hearing Harlow Chorus at Chelmsford Cathedral, as well as a full personal Christmas social calendar. January was uneventful for the first 3 weeks, then picked up with a children's safety show at the Harvey Centre, winter school games at Markhall Sports Centre, the Holocaust Memorial Service, and the Air Cadet Awards at Chelmsford. February brought fewer fiscal functions, but we did have 2 full councils. March started badly with a 9 a.m. appointment to open a dog grooming parlour, which the proprietors apparently forgot about, so it remained closed when we left after about half an hour. It was good to see crucial crews still surviving, thankfully, the difficult financial times. Likewise, Rainbow Services, whose AGM I attended. On the same day, I attended Rochford's Civic Dinner. I had the pleasure of again visiting Highlands House, Chelmsford, for lunch, including a most interesting tour about its history, followed by the High Sheriff's Awards. I also attended East Hart Civic Dinner and the High Sheriff's Garden Party. I was the only gold chain attendee, other than the Essex County Council Chairman, at the Essex Schools Healthy Schools Awards, where I received a trophy awarded to Passmores. April began with Essex County Council's formal dinner at County Hall and the new High Sheriff's declaration ceremony the following day. Brentwood and Sawbridgeworth civic dinners followed, and Harlow Chorus's 40th anniversary performance at Chelmsford Cathedral was the preamble to my Big Night charity choral concert at Harlow Playhouse, featuring the choir I sing with, Three Valleys Male Voice Choir, the Calidus Ladies Choir, and the Henry Moore School Choir. This was the most enjoyable function of my year. It took 3 months to arrange and rehearse, and finally raised over £600 after £1,200 in costs for my CAB charity. Also in April, I attended the opening of St Clair's new admin building, the Taylor Centre, and made the journey to the wilds of Rochford for the Queen's 90th birthday beacon lighting. The following day, I attended the Uttlesford Civic Dinner. I also opened the new Home Sense store in Prince's Gate, attended Rochford Thanksgiving service and the Ware Civic Dinner. On the 1st of May, I was invited to Hertford Theatre to watch East Herts Has Talent. I feared the worst, but it turned out to be an evening of incredible talent, sponsored locally, with a £1,000 prize for the winners. Sadly, the act I predicted would come bottom actually won, which shows I have no appreciation for modern rap music. Thank goodness. Drawing my year to a close, last week I attended the installation of the Hertford Mayor, an occasion steeped in the long history of Hertford, with all the pomp and circumstance of the state opening of Parliament. Very impressive and interesting. I also attended the Hertford Civic Service last Sunday, and only this morning concluded over 100 functions by attending Support for Sight at Harlow Library. I now turn to my personal awards for my support staff, who have been endlessly patient and supportive and enabled my chairmanship to appear to function with calm efficiency. It therefore pleases me no end to ask Janet and Lisa to come forward and accept a small bouquet. Thank you very much for all your support. My appreciation will similarly be conveyed to Linda with my every good wish for her recovery. Last but by no means least, I ask my wonderful, lovely wife to receive her bouquet, accompanied by something she has been nagging me for all year, as if I could deny her anything after what she has been through. So would you please come forward?
Come on. Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Look at it, please.
Now, the last award I have to make is an award to Harlow Citizens Advice Bureau, and this amounts to a cheque for £3,050, and I think there's Miss AJ Sanger who will come forward and accept this from me.
Trust that bank.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, AJ, I didn't ask you if you wanted to say a few words. Is there anything you'd like to say to us?
Just thank you very much for everything, and I attended one big quiz night myself, and it was a fabulous evening, so thank you very much, and it will be used, obviously, very wisely.
Thank you. We now come on to the nominations for Civic Awards, and the first is for Mr. Charles Smith, nominated by Councillor Edna Stevens. I understand Mr. Smith is not here. Edna, do you wish to read out the award?
Yes, I will read it out. I don't know why he isn't here. It's rather unfortunate and a pity, but we will forward the award to him, of course. Shall I read it out? Charlie moved to Harlow with his wife Doreen and two small children when Harlow was in its infancy, and worked in a wide variety of jobs, including the post office and running an off licence in the old town, before spending the last years of his working life driving disabled children to and from school. Finally retiring in his late 70s, both he and Doreen became well known to all the children and their families, often accompanying them to and supporting their fundraising events. Charlie joined the British Legion in Harlow in the early 1990s, when he quickly became involved in the voluntary work they undertook. He later joined the branch committee, becoming chairman at the end of the 1990s. During his time as chairman, Charlie forged links with Harlow Council, something which had not happened before, and for which both sides have always been extremely grateful. Whilst in the role of the Royal British Legion chairman, Charlie helped with fundraising, sold copies in November, and assisted in the arrangements for the service of remembrance in the town park, liaising with ex-service organisations and the Army, Navy and Air Force cadets. For the last 13 years, Charlie has also helped with the production of the Festival of Remembrance held at the Playhouse Theatre. To add to his talents, Charlie has encouraged members of the Royal British Legion to accompany him to many of the schools in the town, talking to the children about their experiences from the war and what it meant to be evacuated and how people coped with rationing, food shortages, especially sweets, and bombing. Although to start with, most of the younger children only seemed interested in whether he'd shot anyone. They became fascinated with the way people lived during those difficult days. Charlie's way of presenting the facts has meant the children are always eager to learn more. He has become a favourite with many and is asked back year after year. Charlie retired as chair in 2013, but remained as caretaker until he was unable to undertake the role. Throughout his later years with the Royal British Legion, Charlie was also caring for his wife Doreen as her health deteriorated, and he now cares for her full time. This does not shock Charlie, maintaining his interest in the work of the Royal British Legion and his keen interest in maintaining his links with the school. We are proud to say he agreed to become the Legion's president in 2014, a position he holds today. This citation has the support of all the 1,080 members of the Royal British Legion Harlow branch as a thank you to a very special man.
Thank you, Edna. The next nominees are David and Jeanette Roberts. If you'd like to come forward, please. Unfortunately, David can't be here, so Jeanette's on her own. And what we're getting now is for Councillor Clive Souter, he's there, to read out the citation.
Chair, David and Jeanette Roberts are both retired and have spent many years raising money for charity. David has suffered ill health for a long period of time, but this has not deterred him from fundraising for his favourite charity. David, in conjunction with his wife Jeanette, have worked tirelessly for St Clair's Hospice. They have raised a significant amount of money by organising various events. They have organised raffles and dinner dances as well as other functions. They have helped to raise the profile of this wonderful hospice, and many have benefited greatly from their excellent efforts.
Really happy. Excellent. Last time. Thank you.
The next nomination is to Christine Goodman, who I think a lot of members will already know. That's nominated by Councillor Sue Livings, please.
Mr Chairman, I should like to propose that PSCSO Chrissy Goodman be nominated for a Civic Award. She has been a PSCSO for the last 11 years, and unfortunately her job came to an end on the 9th of May 2016. A good deal of that time she has been taken up in Old Harlow. She will be missed in Old Harlow due to the wonderful job she has done, even putting in extra time when off duty to attend certain meetings when required. I have no hesitation in saying that most of the residents would know her, and she in turn has made it her job to get to know them. She loved patrolling the streets and getting to know folks. She had her own surgery, she attended the Baptist Church coffee morning, she visited the schools and of course attended the Old Harlow NAPS meetings, which I must say have grown in size. You would be quite correct in saying this is a paid position, but this lady took the whole position to another level, putting her love, soul and mind into caring for us in Old Harlow. Thank you, Chrissy.
Muriel Jolles.
Recommending Mrs. Jackie Nash for a Civic Award in recognition of her many years of selfless and dedicated voluntary work for various communities in Harlow. I want to explain the second paragraph because there is a typing error. Jackie was Scout Club leader for something like 500 children over 27 years. It would be 60 children every 2.5 years. So I wanted to explain that. We've already got a Scout Club in our midst who's a councillor now, Councillor Joel. So the vast Scout clubs were open to all children from Harlow, although the vast majority were from Old Harlow. Jackie did not spend her time only with the youngsters. She has also been involved in the U3A Harlow, which was founded in 2008. The U3A has at present some 865 members and a self-help learning organisation for the actively retired people. Jackie took a degree in IT and also mathematics, and with her new degree, Jackie created a website for the U3A and then shared her knowledge by giving it IT lessons to members of the U3A. This energetic lady formed a thriving Mulberry Green Residents Association and looked after her residents. She cares for the good maintenance of listed buildings and fought hard and successfully for the signage of the Green Man's Pub to be returned to its former image, as befits this listed pub. When the St John's Ambulance Office removed the plaque, which honoured Dr. Charles Chalk, Jackie appealed to higher authorities and got the plaque returned and made public once more. She's now fighting for the rights of the residents in Churchgate Street, particularly the elderly, to have their bus service reinstated so they can attend clinic and do their jobs.
Thank you.
It's now time for the presentation of the Civic Honour for Outstanding Community Leadership, and that's being proposed by Councillor Durcan.
Thank you, Chair. I'm absolutely delighted to read the citation for the Civic Honour for Outstanding Community Leadership to Professor Mike Thorne, who's in the audience. Mike has made a significant contribution to the advancement of skills, education and learning in Harlow. His time as Vice-Chancellor of Anglia Ruskin University has seen the town move up the league in the quality of the offer that Harlow can provide to both its residents, its workforce and businesses. The development of the University Centre in Harlow has not only brought degree-level courses to the town, but has also led to a lasting partnership with Harlow College, where performance standards have been raised year on year. The sponsorship of St Charles Keogh UTC by Anglia Ruskin has been seen another step change in the educational and skills provision offered by this town. He's played a leading role in creating a dynamic new institution, delivering relevant knowledge and skills for local young people linked directly to the needs of business. Mike's passion for partnership working, his recognition of the potential of Harlow and his consistent support and commitment for the realisation of the potential is no better illustrated than by the ARU MedTech Innovation Partnership. A new MedTech Innovation Centre will be provided as part of the MedTech campus at the Harlow Enterprise Zone. This has not been an easy project to bring to fruition, but Mike's personal commitment and partnership working has ensured that it will now be delivered. Mike isn't from Harlow, but he's always been proactive and been a proactive ambassador for our community. Mike's unique contribution, style and humour has made it much easier for us to tell our story about ambition, growth and regeneration. He understands the concept of a new town and the opportunities and challenges that go with it. He shares our ambition for the town and what we can achieve. Whilst he is not local, he has been consistently being clear through his actions and commitments. He has been a local hero to Harlow. I know that I speak on behalf of Malcolm Morley, the Chief Executive, and those who have had the pleasure of working with Mike over the years, that he has made a real difference for our community of Harlow. And whilst I'm sure he will have briefed his successor, Professor Ian Martin, he will keep up the good work from Mike. Few can honestly say that they have left a place better than when it was before. Mike can look back with pride on what he has contributed to Harlow, and I am absolutely delighted, as with other people within the words of thanks and appreciation, for the recognition that Mike truly deserves from this council and from this town. Councillors, Professor Mike Thorne.
This citation, and then I understand he's going to say a few words to us.
Thank you.
You have the floor, sir.
Thank you. It's a mark of how much I've worked with you as a council, and of course through your chief executive, that he said you'll want to say a few words. Thank you, Malcolm. The booklet that you've produced, this award, is truly humbling, and to present it to me, listening to what other people have been doing here for Harlow, it really is quite something and special, and out with anything else that's happened to me as I've moved on now to my retired status. So thank you so much for that. It has been intellectually stimulating, it has been fun, it has been demanding, and sometimes it has felt as though it'll never ever get there and be never ending. That's like the nature of things, I guess. But I know this building to be a place where if you're in Harlow and you want to get stuff done, you can come here to plot exciting new ideas, and I've been in this room and done it. You can come here to get help and get things sorted out, and I've come here and got help and got things sorted out, and it has been really a pleasure, and it is fantastic to have this recognition, and I shall look forward to watching things go from strength to strength. I am now readily available for openings, not quite as readily available as the chair, so I can be invited back to when, you know, things, when the icing comes on the cake. I shall watch with eager anticipation of Harlow just going from strength to strength. But thank you again so much for this. It's truly an honour. I am hugely appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. You'll see I'm gathering my bits and pieces together because the time has come to elect a new chairman of the council, and I call for nominations, please.
I'd like to move Edna Stevens, Chair.
Are there any other nominations? Seconder?
Chair, I second that.
Thank you, Councillor Holcoop. Are we all agreed?
Oh, could I say something?
Yes, of course you may.
Thank you. Could I say, in regards to having known Edna for quite a few years now, in fact so well that from time to time we exchange intimate information about body parts. She, like me, has got an artificial hip, and she was actually able to give me tremendous advice before I went into hospital about what I was to expect. And seeing her running around the last time she was doing this job was an eye-opener to me of what medicine could actually provide. And I certainly know after 9 years on that it's very useful. Edna's lived and worked in Harlow for many years, really I think from the late 60s. She was working for a long time for an innovation company, 3M. So they came up with various things, but I suppose we only associate them now with the old sticky notes that they didn't know why they had invented them. I'm sure Edna must have played a part in that. And also I know from Edna's past that she liked to use the ride around on a motorbike. So I actually have this image of Edna. I don't know if she's going to take it up when she's chair of the council, but at the end of the day, certainly something to think on. Edna's been very committed to the green movement and the environment. And in fact, she actually stood out against her colleagues quite courageously. I think she was on your side rather than our side in regards to recycling, and she told us all about it as well. So she's a lady of independent mind as well, and in that sense she's certainly worthy of doing this office again. I know her with Waida as a very valuable colleague. Waida's obviously gone out as well. In Netswell, Edna does so much for the Netswell community. She works very hard. She's known on the doorstep. People greet her with her first name, and she has taken up endless casework in Netswell and sorted things out. And at our surgery, at the library in the store, I know she also plays a full part there. And the other thing, of course, Chair, is like you, she's done the job before, so we all know the calibre of Edna Stevens, and I'm sure we can all look forward to a successful year. It was quite remarkable, Chair, how much you collected for the CAB, and you need to be applauded for that. And I know Edna will actually be a very worthy successor. Thank you.
Thank you for that. If there are no other nominations, then I declare Edna Stevens elected as chairman of the council. We'll now exchange our accoutrements.
Thank you. Good evening, members and citizens of Harlow. It is good to see so many people here to observe the first full council of the new council year, and I thank you all for coming. I feel deeply honoured to have been selected as chair, especially as it is for a second time. And I would like to thank Councillor Danvers for his very kind remarks. I didn't know I did so much. I would like to pay tribute to the outgoing chair, Tony Hall. Despite ill health, from which I am glad to say he has made a full recovery, he worked very hard, attending nearly all the events to which he was invited. I have only subbed for him at a few events, which I was very glad to do and enjoyed very much. Even more, on behalf of all the members of the town, I would like to applaud his wife, Maureen, who has not only joined him on many occasions, who also acted as his chauffeur. I have chosen as my charity of the year Friends of Harlow Sculpture and the Gibbard Gallery. This is the support group or fundraising arm of Harlow Art Trust, but I will request that any money which I raise should go specifically to the sculptures. We are all rightly proud that Harlow has been designated a sculpture town. It is certainly a feature of Harlow that we have so many fine sculptures dotted about the town. They are enjoyed by all in many different ways, including by the children who enjoy climbing on the donkey. Alas, many years of standing out in the rain and general town atmosphere have done some damage. Many of them are in serious need of cleaning and more than a little TLC. Cleaning statues has to be done very carefully and is more expensive than you might think, around 1,000, even 1,500 a statue. Some have already been done, but most are still in need. If anyone wishes to know more about the charity, there are some leaflets in the Gibbard Gallery. I will do all I can to raise as much money as possible, and I am very grateful to Councillor Souter for his offer to organise a golf day. Finally, I wish to say a personal thank you to Councillor Hall for the very many lifts which he has given me to council events and meetings. As I no longer drive and the buses are not reliable, this has been a great help. I am therefore making a donation to his chosen charity, the Citizens Advice Bureau. Tony, would you please accept this cheque? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And that is from the council.
Oh.
That's from me, but that's from the council. Last, I would like to invite all councillors to join me at the end of this meeting in the chairs room for a piece of cake and a drink, to wish Councillor Toal a happy birthday. Councillor Karen Clempner has kindly made a cake for the occasion, so all councillors are most welcome. Thank you. We move on to the election of the Vice Chairman of the Council. Chairman, I call for nominations for the Vice Chairmanship of the Council. Yes, Councillor Souter.
I nominate Councillor Souter.
Thank you. Anybody second? Thank you. Are there any other nominations? In that case, I announce that Councillor Livings is Vice Chair for the next year, and perhaps you'll come forward and take the chair. Thank you much. We move then to the election of the Leader of the Council. I call for nominations for that role. Yes, Councillor.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to nominate Councillor John Clempner to the position of Leader of Harlow Council.
Thank you. Any seconder?
I second that, Chair.
Thank you. Any other nominations? In that case, I announce that Councillor Clempner will be Leader of the Council for the next year. And perhaps would like to announce his appointments for the Cabinet.
Thank you, Chair. The nominations for Deputy Leader and Portfolio Holder for Youth Community is Councillor Emma Toal. Portfolio Holder for Resources, Councillor Mike Danvers. Portfolio Holder for Governance, Councillor Waida Forman. Portfolio Holder for Regeneration and Enterprise, Councillor Tony Durcan. Portfolio Holder for Environment, Councillor Danny Persson. And Portfolio Holder for Housing, Councillor Mark Wilkinson. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I'd like to propose that to propose the Council approves those appointments as tabled. Thank you. Yes, I'd like to propose that we take 10, 11 and 12 en bloc. Is that agreed by everyone? Agreed. And agreed that they are passed? Thank you. To note the calendar of meetings, to approve the calendar of meetings. Is everybody happy with that? Matters of urgent business, there aren't any as far as I'm aware. No. Except perhaps to wish Jean Clark a very speedy recovery. Yes, so we close the meeting at 8:20.